Hi, Julia. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's great to have you. We're very proud to have Basic Fit as a customer, which is also on a personal level very nice to me because I used to be a customer of yours when I still lived in Europe. But for those of us who are maybe less familiar with Basic Fit, can you tell us a bit about what you guys do?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Basic Fit is the biggest value for money fitness chains in Europe. So we have, I think, almost 1,600 gyms now in Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, France, Spain, and Germany. And I believe that almost every day, every working day, we are opening a new one. We have more than 4 million members. And me and my team, we are responsible for the retention of our members and all the direct communication to them, either via email or app messages.
Amazing. Thanks for sharing that. And you've already shared a little bit about what your team does. Can you also tell a bit more about what your role is specifically?
Yeah, so I'm the lead of the CRM team. And yeah, like I said, we are there to make sure that our members stay as long as possible, and we do that by either like making sure they have a good member experience. We have some upsell journeys in place, some retention journeys in place, and yeah, we do that with the rest of the team. And I'm the one mostly in contact with other stakeholders within the company, trying to set the vision and strategy.
That's so cool. So you've already mentioned retention, you've mentioned upsell. Can you tell us a bit about how Basic Fit goes about marketing to its customers and how Marketing Cloud fits into that specifically?
Yeah, so there is a part really about getting new customers, and there is another team available, like working full time on that. But we, as our team, we follow up as soon as the leads are gathered, and then we either we most of the time we push them into an email journey where we explain what our memberships are, what the benefits are, what options they have, trying to convert them as real members. And then afterwards, Marketing Cloud is like the tool we use to send emails and app messages. So this really goes like from the moment they leave their email address till the moment they sign up. We have like some welcome emails. We have a warm welcome onboarding journey. We have some cheer journeys that we tell them they are doing a good job. If we think like, okay, hey, maybe this person might be interested in a premium membership, we push them in an upsell journey. If we feel like, hey, someone is getting out of their rhythm, we try to reactivate them with either email or app journeys to get them back into the gym. So that is we use Marketing Cloud everyone in the team is working in Marketing Cloud every day, I would say.
That's great. So it's really a part of the daily process. And can you shed a little bit of light on your team structure? Plus, you've also mentioned you interact with different stakeholders in the company.
Yeah.
So how do they work together?
Yeah, so we have we call it like CRM and content marketeers. We have four of them, and they are each responsible for a specific part of the whole member journey. So one is really focusing on acquisition, while the other one is really focusing on retention and building habits. Then we have a more technical person in the team. It's the marketing cloud specialist. That person makes sure that the ideas that the other four think of actually it works, so the right people get the right message on the right time. And then we have a data analyst, and that person also checks if our campaigns, if our journeys are doing good, or if there are other opportunities for new journeys. That's more the role of the data analyst. And within
Right.
the company, we work a lot together with the other marketing teams, for example, the brand team, also the performance team, so the team that pulls in the leads, also with IT, with the app team, because we do a lot of communication via the app. So we work a lot. That are, I think, like the teams we work with mostly. Customer support, of course, because if there are complaints or there are questions, they let us know. And then we said, okay, maybe we can improve the communication.
Fantastic. Thank you for highlighting that. So I think with that, we have a good idea of your context and how things work at Basic Fit. So what challenge did you face that ultimately led to you purchasing DESelect?
So now I'm lucky that I have a marketing cloud specialist in the team, but it was not always the case. And then there was a marketing cloud specialist working at IT. But yeah, they have like, let's say, like better skills than just creating segments the whole time or creating like send lists. but we were too dependent on that person, slowing us down for actually going live with campaigns or journeys. So that was the main reason, because yeah, it's quite hard, especially for more creative people, to learn really SQL on a high level. And with DESelect, it makes it way easier. So then they can do it themselves. So that was the main reason. We had too much dependency on IT, slowing us down.
So too much dependency on IT that slowed you down. So it sounds like that also impacted the way you were doing your campaigns.
Yeah, because now we would like already inform like long time before, hey, we would need help by then. Yeah, it was just annoying because we want to move fast. We are a very dynamic company. We want to test things fast, and yeah, this made it a bit harder.
I can imagine. I can perfectly imagine, actually. So that's interesting. So what did that buying process look like? Starting with what attracted to our platform in the first place, and how did
It
you
was
find?
actually, yeah, it was actually the IT person who said like, okay, I'm slowing you guys down and I don't want that. He knew about the tool already. I think he used it for other clients before when he was still working in the agency. And then we, yeah, had some sessions. We got a demo. We decided on like the scope, what would be included or not. And I think that, yeah, that was the buying process, but it was IT in the lead
Okay, interesting.
mostly. Yeah.
And so now you've been using DESelect for a while. What does the situation look like today?
So now my CRM and content marketeers, all four of them, they are way faster. They are less dependent, so they can do things themselves, especially the easy ones. Plus, the marketing cloud specialist in my team has more time for more advanced stuff, because also he had to spend some time creating the data extensions for the other marketeers. So they are faster. They also like it more because they feel more responsible end to end. Which is also nice for them. Plus, there's more time available for the more technical requests.
That's awesome. Great. I found in our original proposal to you guys that we listed the following goals that we wanted to obtain as a collective team. So A, remove dependency on specialists to write SQL. B, avoid turnover being a bottleneck in your day-to-day activities. C, leverage different data sources. And D, inspire marketers through data. And I especially like how that last one was phrased. But can you explain in your own words how you think DESelect is helping you reach these goals?
Well, I think the first one is already clear. The second one was indeed, it was also a period where technical people were switching jobs often. So then as soon as one person was really onboarded, another one would leave, and we were like dependent on that. And yeah, the last one about like inspiring them to use more data. I think data like can always prove whether you're doing good or not. And when they get more like familiar with the data we have, they also think more in the opportunities we have in what kind of campaigns we set up. And now because they know way better, oh, there's also this field there, or there's this data extension there, they think more like, oh, I can do that, and they're not really thinking about blockers, but rather in, yeah, what are the opportunities there.
It sounds like now that the marketers better understand the data, they also see more possibilities for
Yeah,
great.
exactly. Yeah.
It's amazing. So now I'm very curious, have you seen any impact on KPIs? It would, of course, be great to know if there's some measurable impact.
Yeah,
KPI.
that's a bit hard because I do think like my team, we're doing quite good at the moment, and we see the KPIs we are tracking going up. Not all of them, but in general, we see the difference. But it's also because we have now a very well functioning team compared to like 2 years ago when we had indeed a lot of turnover. We have now a stable team. Everyone has their own KPI, so I made everyone responsible for it. The content also improved. So I think it's hard to really say like that the direct impact on KPIs of DESelect, but I do see that as a whole team we are setting everything live quicker, getting the results quicker, and the technical person has more time for more advanced stuff. But I don't have like exact numbers on it.
Yeah, it's probably like a team effort and also a concert of different things coming together.
Yeah.
Um, although Julia, you mentioned something earlier, which is that in the past there would be certain waiting times because you would have to ask someone in IT to do it. Do you have a rough estimate on how long a request would take back then to create a segment versus how long it takes today?
Yeah, I think today within 2 days it should be fixed because they try first. Sometimes there's still like some question marks or open points, so they would still ask someone, but it's like max 2 days. And I think back then it was more weeks, so it could take up to 4 weeks if that
Oh,
person
wow.
was, yeah. But it depends. Like if it was a bigger thing, it could take up so long because then, yeah, priorities. Our priorities were not the priorities of IT because if they had time, they could do it quickly. But the problem was that they didn't really have a lot of time.
Right. So the availability of IT had as a side effect, it just had artificially long waiting times, kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Okay, very clear. Thank you for sharing that. So if you would summarize the value that you've seen DESelect brings to your team, how would you summarize that?
I would say end-to-end ownership because now the marketeers they can do it really also the technical part from their end. Time saving, I think that's the most important one, plus quicker time to market. I think those three things.
Right. I love it. What type of customer would you recommend DESelect to? So if you think about other Marketing Cloud users, who do you think DESelect will be very well suited for?
Um, I would say, yeah, people like if you have like multiple people working in Marketing Cloud, who are not necessarily technical, because if you have like a whole technical team, it might not be needed. I know, for example, the technical person in our team, he still uses Query Studio because he's so used to that. It's especially for more like in a team with more marketing based team members, but that do have an interest in data. Because what I did realize, like in the beginning, it took some time before they actually started using it a lot because they were not familiar and it was hard. So it took some time, and not everyone was so interested in it. So that also makes a difference. And also now, I also see the difference in the people that do it themselves right away and it goes well versus the people that still ask a question to the technical person.
I see. Right.
But I
So
would say
the
like, yeah, all companies that have a like dedicated team working in Marketing Cloud, but more marketing driven rather than technical.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there anything else, Julia, that you would like to share with us?
Um, well, I think what is good to know is, like I said, like the start was still a bit tough because people are used to the things they how they did it normally. So also for my team members, it was normal to ask IT or the technical person in my team. And it really took some time to get them to use it like on a not on a daily but on a regular base. But I do see now, like now that they know and they understand, they like it a lot. But it took some time. So I think that's maybe good for everyone to know, like really do it, because if you're just buying it but then still going back to your old routines, then it might not give you the value you would like to see.
Right. And I can imagine that if you have really deeply ingrained processes, there's just a little bit of change management that's required to
Yeah,
change
exactly.
people's mindsets.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there anything you found particularly useful in trying to change your team members' behavior to change the processes?
um, well, I think in the beginning, because I think one reason why they were also why it took a bit longer was because they didn't understand which data extensions were connected with everything, because
Yeah.
they didn't get the infrastructure. It's also a bit complex, I would say, for us. um, I would say just do it with them together. That really helps because then after like a few, they start to understand. So I think that's just maybe in the beginning, then it would take more time because you're actually like putting two people doing it. But that helps because just while doing, they learn. So I would say that's the best advice.
All right. Well, great. Thank you, Julia, for answering our questions.
Of course, no problem.